Evening, all. Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the Raw Approach. You know who I am. I'm Dr. Woods. We're in the house on tonight. I want y'all to sit back, relax. We got a good show here for you. Hey, make it do what it do. Always remember, like and share, share and like. Tell your people about the show. We're going to always provide good information that you can use to help yourself, your family, or even a friend. Amen. Amen. We in the house on today. And we got a special guest. She has been here before, but we're going to let her come and introduce herself. We have Miss J. Lipscomb that's in the house on today one more time. What's going on, Jay?
Hey.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
Hey, everything is going well. Everything is going well in the house on the day. Hey, glad to have you with us one more time. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Well,
Tell
thank
the
you
people
first
something
of all.
about you.
Well, thank you so much for having me on today. I really appreciate it, having me back. Last time we talked about real estate, me being a mom, and entrepreneurship and mentorship. So today we're going to dig a little bit more into that, which I'm excited about.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we're just going to go ahead and go straight on into this thing. Let's talk about A.H.O.D. Give the audience a little bit of information about A.H.O.D.
All hands on deck. All hands on deck. Most folks know, if you've ever had this is a military area, so most folks in Tennessee understand when they hear A.H.O.D. what that means. It means everyone from the top to the bottom is needed. And we started this doing expungements in the area, just cleaning up people's backgrounds. I was the crazy girl that would rent out the community center on Saturday and call up folks to see if they needed their records expunged. And from that, we started a youth group. Let me back up. From that, we found that we kept seeing a pattern of behavior stemming from those we just saw a pattern from ages 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That was just a pattern. And so instead of waiting until people fell into the stream, we thought we'll walk upstream and figure out why they fell into the stream in the first place and take preventative measures so that youth have better opportunities for their future.
Well, and it brings me to this point. We're talking about dealing with youth and mental health. And you know that I did 27, 28 years with youth, from residential to group homes to juvenile detention centers to youth development center to mentoring to every aspect that it does that's out there as it deals with youth. So there's a topic that you and I was talking about. Dive a little bit in as you talk about the youth and the mental health perspective as for some things that you all want to use as a grassroots effort to be more proactive instead of reactive.
Okay, I appreciate that. Basically, it's something that's always struck me. States use second and third grade reading scores to predict how many prison beds they'll need in the future. I mean, just think about that. You know what I mean? Think about that. We're literally planning for incarceration before a child even hits middle school. And so my question is, if we already know that which kids are at risk, or why aren't we investing in prevention instead of punishment? And so, why can't we use those same assessments to determine, you know what I mean, how many school counselors, how many mentors, how many therapists we need? You know what I mean? Because the truth is, childhood trauma, it just doesn't disappear. When it's ignored, it often turns into, we see it in substance abuse. We see it in violence.
Hold on, Jay. Let me get you to slide to your left.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I get to talking.
Yeah. Okay. Because you look like you was over here in my area. All right. That's perfect.
Slide. But no, really, the truth is, childhood trauma, like I said, it doesn't disappear. You know what I mean? It just turns into something else. It goes into violence, depression, broken families. And if we can address it early, you know what I mean? Then we can check that child's we can check that child's mental health the same way that we do for eye exams, ear exams, you know what I mean? Those dental checkups that we do anyways. You know what I mean? We can stop the cycle before it even starts. So
and let me ask you this. What type of at A.H.O.D, we're gonna get into the type of programs that y'all have. What type of mental health professionals do y'all have assisting you all to help get to these proactive testing?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We have my favorite. We have great resources locally for our community. But one of my favorites, we have Dr. Val, who is an amazing doctor, who is an amazing therapist, counselor, and does so much for our youth. She's out of Virginia. She may be on this call today. I'm not sure. But I mean, again, she advocates for our youth. She can actually reach our youth. You know what I mean? As far as being able to reach them where they are. And I think that's so imperative to be relatable. You know what I mean? Youth, because so many times youth don't want to talk to someone. They don't really want to open up. So to get them to open up and really talk to them, she does it with so much ease.
A lot of times youth, from my experience, feels that adults is either talking at them or over them.
Yes.
Not talking with them with an understanding of trying to get to know them and to get to gain the understanding of where they at without being critical and judgmental. And that's with anybody, even adults. When you're going through therapy and people feel that you are being critical and judgmental, they're going to shut down. So the whole goal is to keep people more active, more in tune to whatever treatment that they're going to really identify for themselves. And once they have a buy-in, then you can make drastic changes.
Well, I totally agree. And, all we're talking about is prevention here. We're talking about if we can take those tests, in second and third grade, why can't we use it to take preventative measures? Why are we using punishment as opposed to prevention? You know what I mean? And I mean, why are we punishing second and third graders already? You know what I mean? Why are we building prisons for them? Why is it that, and then at the end of the day, if we're talking about costs, prevention is always cheaper than incarceration.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A counselor costs less than a prison bed. You know what I mean? A mentor costs less than rehab. And healing a child costs far less than repairing a broken adult.
Well, you know this almost goes with the conversation that we have had the last 3 weeks with our different guests. And everybody talked about the same thing. And Ask Jack was one that she came on. She talked about how the best thing, we're going to get to this if we talk about life and then self. She said the best thing that one can do for themselves is learn how to eat better, eat right, and exercise for your body, number one. And stop taking all this excessive medication. Stop putting yourself in a situation where you got to take excessive medication to treat the symptoms, because it's not there to fix the symptoms or to cure the symptoms. It's to treat, get you along. And that's that same concept that you're talking about. Why we can't be proactive to fix the situation instead of just putting a Band-Aid on it and knowing that the Band-Aid is going to fall off. And now that what was a little scratch, now it's a big scale, and the scale becomes a big hole. And that's what happens with a lot of people. It just continue to be more and more trauma over and over and over, to the point that if somebody I heard it once before, someone say, had we came in and filled the hole in the beginning, now we got to fill the ditch.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's exactly it.
So let me ask you this.
Right.
With A.H.O.D, what type of programs do y'all have to keep the kids that participate in y'all program to keep them active? And how do a lot of kids get referred to your program?
A lot of our youth are word of mouth. A lot of our youth come to us by word of mouth. We started this program simply. I have a teenage daughter myself, and she was talking about the fact that she was. I had her in an after school program because I worked a lot, and she was telling me how she wasn't doing anything. It was nothing other than like a babysitting for older youth. And she didn't like it. And so I said, okay. So we created a program that we brought some youth in and listened to what they wanted and catered the program to what the youth wanted. Most of the time, I'm that lady with all the kids, even though I got 2 biological kids.
Yeah, yeah.
I have about 20 or 30 kids. And so whether I'm going into a political meeting or I'm going into an arena where we're talking anything that's going into talking about youth, I don't like when it's just adults talking about youth. We need to hear their voice, and their voice is so important. And so we created a platform for them to where we really do listen, and we catered the program for that. And it grew with the youth. It went from just an after school program to now where youth can come and make a little change. And that way they can come and while their parents are at work, parents can know where they are. We have concession stands for them to come, and they learn how to run a business. They learn how to do count. They learn what that looks like, why count is important. So it's just teaching them something different and then putting a little change in their pockets to where they can actually build some pride within themselves and confidence within themselves. And it also helps, some of those households, as far as bridging that wealth gap. So it's so many different things that it does. Like I said, it started with something, just a passion, because I had lost a relative. I lost an uncle that was so close to me. I always thought that if he had a second chance, his name was Lipscomb, and I always felt like if he had a second chance, it would have changed the trajectory of his future. We lost him to murder 18 years ago. 18 years ago. And from that's what sparked that again, to where it was wanting to take preventative measures, giving youth we all do dumb things. We all make dumb mistakes. But it's just letting them know we can't stay there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I appreciate that. Well, anything else about A.H.O.D?
I could talk for days, as you know, about A.H.O.D. That's something that I'm very passionate about. I know some of our youth may be on tonight with us and things like that. Again, we have youth that are, aware of what's going on with the climate around us, politically, what's going on in the world. We teach them, like I said, mentorship. We have a financial literacy program. Like I said, we have a mental health program. There's just so many different stems to that. And then we have a juvenile court program. We had a program. Our program was doing great, to where we had the juvenile court judges asked us to create a program for our area. And so we did. And it's been great. We have one of the highest non-return rates to the juvenile courts. I would like to see 100%. We're not there yet. I think we're like 95, 96, but that's a good non-return rate for youth that come to us not returning back to the system.
Absolutely. Perfect. Well, we got a couple of people on stage. Let's see. They have something to ask. There's a Sheila Brown. You know a Sheila Brown?
I do. That name sounds very familiar.
Trying to see. Okay, I guess Miss Sheila didn't have anything. Okay. If she don't have anything, I want to kick her from the studio.
All right.
All right. All right. Well, let's go into a topic that I know that you are very fond of and that you take serious. Let's talk about the importance of personal and physical health. I did put the picture of you working out and doing the things that you do. But let's talk about, why is personal and physical health important to you?
Well, you'll hear me say this. You know me. So to me, health is wealth. To me, I have to be physically and mentally prepared each day. Yeah. And so with that, I can't be out here doing what I do and my body's not operating, or it's not functioning, or this, that, and the other. So I'm very conscious of what I feed my body. I'm very conscious of what I, as far as being physically fit. It's not just about looking good in the clothes. It's about making sure that my inside. That's a bonus. That's a bonus. But it's about feeling good. You know what I mean? And as a woman, our body changes so much. You know what I mean? So it's so imperative for me to make sure that I keep this machine running. I have goals that I've set. And in order for me to be able to achieve those, I got to be able to run it. It's kind of like a car. You know what I mean? I'm not going to put in sluggish gas just to, you know what I mean, to take a trip around, to drive across country.
I'm glad to use the car example. And I tell people this, and this because I'm a biology major and I'm very cognitive of the body. I tell people you cannot put antifreeze where you put oil and oil where you put antifreeze and expect the car to go.
That's true.
And the point what I'm telling a lot of people is you can continue to put junk in your body until your body is not gonna it might take it for a little while, but it's gonna go to a point that it's no longer is gonna be able to move the way it need to. And that's just like a car. When you start putting the things that is not for that car, sooner or later it's gonna break down. And that's what happens to a lot of our bodies. We have to continue to take care of our bodies as we get older. And one of the things that a lot of people that have been on the shows that when we had probably about the last 2 or 4 weeks, where a lot of people was talking about health and the health is wealth, as you identified. And so many people is trying to live the healthy life, change their eating habits. And the first thing you hear a lot of people hear from their friends is, girl, don't lose all that weight. You're going to look sick. Or, just certain things to help discourage you instead of saying, hey, you do what you got to do. I mean, my thing is, why is it when you losing weight to get yourself fit, why do you got to look sick? Do you not look sick when you overweight, unhealthy with all that, and you taking all this medication? Is that not sick? I mean, I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? And I always like to go back to that point that, and I think a lot of times people don't understand that that is kind of that's not encouraging someone to go and do the right thing for themselves. Instead of saying you're going to look sick and be like, hey, you got what you got to do in order to look good for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And so many people, when they start losing 50, 100 pounds, ooh, she looks sick. No, she looks healthy.
Well, and I also think I agree with you. However, I do think it's how you lose the weight. You know what I mean? It's how you lose the weight that can determine if you look sick. I think it can be how you lose the weight. Because, you can lose weight in an unhealthy way.
That is true. But it's true. But I mean, you can go on social media, and I tell people, social media is not your friend. Don't think social media is your friend. No.
You mean social media? You mean I don't have 2,000 friends?
You got people out there, but they're not your friend. Let me see. We got Mr. Jim York on the line. Let's see. Mr. York, you coming on?
Hello. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing? What you got for us, Mr. York?
Well, I think Jay had some valid points to talk about her belief in how we can reduce some of the things that's happening in our society in terms of taking care of the very young kids. And I was it's a quite positive way to look at things. And my only thing is, how do we get society to get on the same page of music to do some of the things that she's advocating for?
Well, let me tell you this. Coming from that industry, it's one of them things that is sad to say. If you help one child in a lifetime, you done a lot. But the thing is, you have to continue to find like-minded people Sometimes you're going to have to get out of different areas and find people that's doing what you're doing. And that's why it's good to partner and collaborate, especially with this grassroots effort. That's what this is. And you have to find people, and most important, you have to find funders. There has to be funders to be able to reach the masses. Because in the beginning, you can have an idea, you can have a plan that actually works. But if the funds is not there for you to reach the mass, you won't be able to reach the mass. You can make an impact in an area because you got that support from that area, from that court, from whoever that's backing you. But you have to find bigger perspective people that want to fund as well as the collaboration. That's from my perspective. Jay, you want to answer that from your perspective?
Well, first of all, I want us to shift the conversation. You know what I mean? That's what this is about, is shifting the conversation. Because my thing is, if we can predict the prisons by third grade, meaning that we funded, you know what I mean, the test to already predict, you know what I mean, that that we need to build a prison. So my thing is, are we going to? My thing is, we can take that the information we have, and we can choose to predict the potential, you know what I mean, of that student, or we can build solutions that save lives instead of cells that take them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's more. My thing is, let's change the conversation first. We already have the test that makes that determination. So the funding has already been there. It's just how we're going to utilize the funding. We're using the funding to build the prisons.
Right.
You know what
right.
I mean? So
the thing is, you absolutely right, but you got to flip that funding for it to get what it is that you want. You know, the ideal is there.
Yeah,
you got the concept. Yeah.
Shifting the conversation and asking those that are in power, hey, why are we not using the funding? Why are we using the funding to punish as opposed to taking prevention?
And I think one of the things that you got going for you got a 95%
non-return rate.
Non-return. I was about to say recidivism, but let's go non-return rate. Then that's something to build on, and that's something to build on not only in your region. Then now it's somebody should be able to say, how can we take this, put this in other regions, and that way the bigger your data is, the more you can say, hey, we got these testing. We can use this same information, same funding, but let's flip it to be a proactive perspective instead of a reactive perspective.
But we already have some folks that are that have been asking school boards we already have third parties that have already written simple tests. You know what I mean? It's simple tests like, did you have a parent that passed? You know what I mean? Do you live with your grandparents? Do you have a parent that's incarcerated? You know what I mean? These are tests that we can do. It's very simple questions. It's nothing drastic. You know what I mean? It's very simple questions we can ask to see. I think it's called, what is it? The TESIS? What do they call it? The ACES? What's that test that they call it?
ACES.
Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Okay. And it's called a number that they have. So it's already a group. It's third-party groups that have already created tests and have been urging the school boards to actually allow them into the schools, not for the schools to do it, but allow them in the schools so that they have access to the students. And it hasn't been able to pass. So my thing is, are we having conversations just to say we had the conversations? You know what I mean? Or are we really taking preventative measures and really looking out for our youth and really setting them up for the best? Or are we trying to set them up for prisons? I mean, third graders?
And that's my question. How serious are we as educators or people in the public that really want to change the direction of these young people? Now, I know most people would say, well, we don't want to see young people fail. But what are we doing about it? And that's what you're at, Jay. What are we really doing about it to change that?
That's it.
And I think that's where we need to get some of our people that's in key positions to come on shows like this to answer these type questions in order for us to find a true resolution. I mean, we already got the data to identify certain things that's working in certain regions. You already got the tests that showed that the prisons are being built, according to this data. So why not flip the script as we are talking about? But the thing is, you got to get the key people to these tables and have these conversations. And one thing we do know, a lot of key people don't want to come to this table to have these conversations.
Yes, and think about it, it's less expensive.
Yeah,
it's a less of it.
But it's like big pharma.
Yeah.
I'm gonna always go there. It's like big pharma. That they can create a medication to cure, but it's more money in the treatment than it is the cure.
It's more money in prisons.
Yeah, that's my point. There's more money in the treatment and not the cure.
And as Jay probably knows, they spend more money on daily upkeep of convicts than they do on daily average expense for children in education.
Yes.
True.
Yes.
So true.
And right. You got anything else for us, Mr. Jim?
No, just listen to the discussion. Great discussion.
All right. Hey, appreciate you coming on and sharing. If you have anything else you want to share with us, hit the little chat thing and we'll bring you back on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Jay. Let's go to our next topic, work-life balance.
All right.
What do you do? What do you do to help or to find or even to see what that looks like for you? Because a lot of people that I talk to, some of them do have work-life balance. Some of them do not have work-life balance. Some of them don't even know what work-life balance look like for them and their family. So my thing is to you, what do that look like for the businesswoman, the busy woman that you are?
That's a great question. And, that's why we're doing this tomorrow. You know that, because this continues to be a conversation in any room that I walk in. It's so easy for us to talk about what we do for a living. You know what I mean? Our careers, what we do in this, that, and the other. But when I ask folks, what do you like to do? It's crickets. You know what I mean? People pause.
Right.
And so, I even find myself, at this stage in my life, having been a mom, having been a wife, and things like that. And now been at a different stage in my life, as a single woman, I'm an entrepreneur, you know what I mean? At this stage, middle age, my life is different. And so I'm redefining what I like, because for so long, you do what your kids like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you're doing what your spouse likes. And you kind of forget what you like. And so I think that's so important. Earlier this year, I had a health scare. And from that, it really made me really think about, oh my goodness, my battery's going to die on us. It had me thinking about what, there we go. It had
Did Jay go out on us? Well, y'all, while she's trying to come back from whatever she got going on right now, let me ask you all this. What do you do to make sure that you have some type of balance between work life and personal life? What does that look like for you? Anybody that know this show, we have this conversation numerous of times. Hold on, let me get her back.
I'm so sorry. I see work-life balance. I've been working all day and my phone I died. I was literally trying to put the charger in as we were talking and it died on me. So I'm so sorry about that.
You need to be proactive.
I have 2 chargers over here and both of them were plugged up. The battery died so quick. That was crazy. I started with 50% and it drained that quick. I didn't know we had been talking that much.
Well,
so my apologies.
While you coming back, let me finish up with the audience.
Sorry.
What do you do for your work-life balance? All right, Jay, back on you.
Okay.
I was trying to burn another incense and you go out. It's like a
I'm
child.
so sorry. Yes, but work-life balance, like I said, I had a health scare earlier this year that really made me think about made me think about me and what's important to me, and how sometimes we need to you don't have to run so hard all the time. I'm learning to sometimes I can put that weight down. And
Yeah.
so that's what work-life balance is for me right now. It's really, and it continues to redefine itself. You know what I mean? Sometimes
What
it's about
what do you do? What do you
for
do to separate yourself? What do you do?
first of all,
Do
working
you
out is
do anything to just working out? Okay.
one of mine. One of
Okay.
those. Sometimes I just go inside and just get really quiet and being alone. You know, alone time is in my peaceful time, and sometimes just taking a walk by myself that allows me to just, you know what I mean, um, relax. Putting my phones away and staying present in the moment. I've been doing that a lot. You know what I mean? Not just having to be, not waking up in the morning, the first thing in the morning is checking my email, you know. It's just changing some things so that way it may be more of a meditation in the morning and taking some time out before I check my emails. And so, like I said, it's not just about going to just about the go or me going to a spa or something like that. It's more of just taking out time for me. Sometimes it just means sitting in the house and watching movies all day and not putting on clothes, not doing anything, being just being me.
Just
And
scaring the folks. Just scaring them. No, I like that. One of the guys that was on the show about 2 weeks ago, he identified, with the work life balance with his family, is one of the biggest things he did for himself was not getting up in the morning, hopping on social media. He noticed one day, he was like, I don't even have anything going on social media. Why am I on social media? To be the first thing that I'm looking at. And he said that became one of the biggest things for him to detach from that. Then he started able to move because he was like, I'm spending so much time early in the morning on this social media and just looking. And with most people, when you look for one thing, you're going to find something else and something else. And for you done wasted an hour or two just on social media.
yeah.
And that's an hour or two you could have been resting, meditating, or even sleeping a little bit more. So, good stuff. All right, Jay. We better get ready for the good thing. What we got going on tomorrow? We got Turnkey.
Yes, we
Talk,
do.
talk, talk about Turnkey. Look
We
at
got a
that.
party tomorrow.
Look at that dude down there in that light blue right there. Boy, that boy.
He's doing it in the blue.
Go ahead. Talk about this event that we got going on tomorrow.
Oh, me, Turnkey Thursdays, keys and cocktails. We want everyone to come out and have a good time tomorrow. Again, we're talking about work-life balance. I don't think there's any better way to have fun than to get out. We got karaoke night tomorrow, right? I think last time we had bingo night, someone won. I want to say it was like $1,200 or something like that. So it's a great way to get out, come out, have fun with your friends, and just mix and mingle. Have a cocktail or two. It's good food at Fozzie's, and that's what we want folks to come out. Just really come out and let your hair down.
Okay, now let's back up a little bit. So I want to get to the whole perspective of what started Turnkey Thursdays, and
Okay.
I think you said, yeah. What exactly is Turnkey Thursday? I mean,
It's
like
really a mixer. Here in our area in Middle Tennessee, there are so many different resources and businesses that are available that sometimes people don't know. It's like the little secret.
yes,
And myself, as you know, I'm a realtor, and a lot of times not a lot of times, as a realtor, I introduce people to the community. And so this is an opportunity for the community to all come together, for folks to just come out. If you have a business, you can bring business cards, because again, this is it's an area where it's not a lot of billboards, and businesses are word of mouth. So it's a great way to come out and promote your business. it's a great way to come out and socialize. And so every month we have this on the third Thursday of every month. And every month we have a theme. And this month's theme, of course, this is Mental Health Awareness Month. And so we wanted to bring awareness to mental health and the fact that we don't just have to talk about it. We can show how we can practice work-life balance. Some folks think it's just all about work. I used to think that way.
Yeah.
And it's about balancing life with just having some fun. So many times as an adult, we feel guilty when we do something fun for ourselves.
Absolutely.
And that's so imperative for you to have fun. And
can you tell the audience where this event will be held tomorrow?
Yes, it's at Fozzie's in Spring Hill. I do not have my glasses on. It's in Spring Hill at Fozzie's, located. Can you read that?
No.
Can you?
But I can get to it.
I know it says Stephen Kovich Parkway here in Spring Hill. It sits right behind our Crawlite building and the Home Depot here in Spring Hill. You can read that address. I would really appreciate that.
All right, it's Fozzie's Bar and Grill at 150 Stephen P. Yokich Parkway, Suite B, Spring Hill, Tennessee 37174. Once again, that's Fozzie's Bar and Grill at 150 Stephen P. Yokich Parkway, Suite B, Spring Hill, Tennessee 37174. Hey, don't meet us there. Beat us there. Say that again.
5 o'clock, right? Happy hour.
5 o'clock to 7 o'clock, happy hour. Hey, y'all get out there. Dr. Woods gonna be in the house. We're gonna be doing some things. You might even be on our next podcast. I don't know. You might come on out. See what we got going on. Come out and talk with Dr. Woods live. I got something for you. You ain't gonna be ready. I'm just letting you know. Y'all ain't gonna be ready. But that's what's up, though. That's what's up. Okay, Jay. Well, we got Turnkey Thursday going on. Let's do this. How can people reach you from a realtor perspective, from a A.H.O.D perspective? Give people the information on how they can get hold to you.
Absolutely. For real estate, you can reach me at there we go. You can reach me. I'm here at Cry in Spring Hill. I do real estate, Middle Tennessee, as well as Memphis and throughout the greater Nashville area. You can contact me at 615-870-9082. My website is www.everythingitouchturns-to-soul.com.
All right.
For all hands on deck, you can reach us at 931-777-9626. Again, that's not 931-777-9626. That's a volunteer opportunity for we are partners with Tennessee Promise, so youth can come and get community service hours for their college, for their Tennessee Promise scholarships, and all of those great things. So again, reach out, come out, support us. We would love to see you.
That's what's up. Do you have any encouraging words for our audience before we leave?
Yes, come out tomorrow. Meet us. Meet Dr. Woods. Meet me. Let's talk about how we can actually, how we can do some things in the community and make this community a better place.
Always. Once again, Jay, I appreciate you for coming on, sharing your knowledge, and waking up a community. And, you know, the conversation should not stop here. It needs to continue to go on. Mr. Jim, we thank you for your input. And as always, first of all, remember, I need y'all to come out tomorrow. We're going to kick it tomorrow. We're going to kick it. And I ain't going to be that long because y'all know I'm old. I got to go to bed. But hey, come out, have a great time with us. And remember, always, we are here to spread the word, to help bring some information that somebody did not know about somebody So we want to always in tune you with somebody that you did not know and the information that they have that you, your family, or a friend can use to inspire, motivate, and to help make you a better and healthier you. And that's what I have. With that said, remember, small victories lead to greater success. I am Dr. Wood. You got something else?
I do.
What
I
you got?
want to remind everyone, it takes all hands on deck to raise a community.
She just wanted to put the shameless plug in there. Go ahead and say it again for A.H.O.D. When I gave you the floor, you didn't want the floor.
I just wanted to say it takes all hands on deck to raise a community. That's all. I was just wanted to remind everyone it takes everybody. It really takes
everyone
to raise a.
Anything else? Once again, Jay, appreciate you. Once again, y'all, thank y'all for joining in. Thank y'all for coming in. Hey, see us next week. Same back channel, same back station. Remember, small victories lead to greater success. I am Dr. Woods, and you had just been hit by the R.A.W. Peace out.